Good morning. It's about 7 o'clock this morning, and this morning we're heading up to a place that if you look on a list of places to go in Germany, it's almost on every single list. While it's not a major city, it's apparently a really beautiful city. Today we're heading to Rothenburg, and we don't really have any plans. Like most of our trips, we don't really have any plans once we get up there. We just have a flexible train ticket, so we can take any train to get there. And there are no direct trains from Munich. So right now we're kind of walking pretty quick to go catch a train that allows us to make one connection instead of like 3. So when we got to that last station, we were supposed to transfer to this train, but my phone was telling me that the next train wasn't for like an hour and a half. But then we got out of the train, I looked over and it said Rothenburg. I was like, oh, it's leaving in like 3 minutes. And so we didn't have to wait. And now we're on the way to Rothenburg, and then we'll probably stop and get some lunch. There was a Instagram video that we both saw a couple months back that there's a pretty good Mexican food place here in Rothenburg, and so we might go try some of that. It is a little bit chilly here. It's about 0 degrees Celsius, I think, but not too bad. So as you can tell, it looks like part of this wall was maybe rebuilt or restored using donations. And I've seen New Mexico, I've seen Wisconsin. I'm just listing the US states that I've seen: Texas, Arizona, a lot of Wisconsin, surprisingly. I'm not sure why Wisconsin I've seen a bunch, but it's cool. The Deutsche Bahn app just told me that it's time to transfer trains. So if we'd been following the Deutsche Bahn app, we would just now be changing trains back there. So I'm glad we got out. I'm glad we were paying attention, and I'm glad we got the flexible ticket so we could take any train here. It looks like that is the end. It was a lot longer than I was expecting. And now we gotta watch our steps because some of these steps down here are pretty slick with ice. Can't tell on camera, but these are very steep steps and very narrow. There's some of that ice I was talking about. Best to grab onto the handrails here. If you look, you can see that part of this church is like built on top of the road. You can see the empty space, like the church space above it, and then the archway. That's really cool. like this guy. Otherwise, we've seen a lot of Rothenburg so far. It's not all that big, but it's really pretty, and the architecture and the castles and the fortress walls and all the other stuff is really cool. We might be heading back to Munich after lunch. We'll see. It is like 3 or 4 hours to get back, depending on what trains you catch. It can be 4.5 if we got lucky and caught some good trains, but the guy just came by and told us about the dishes and the Mexican cooks and all this other stuff, and we were telling him we're from Texas. We haven't had spicy food in a while, and he said, don't worry, we'll bring out the spice. So we'll see what it's like, and we'll report back. I'm thinking about getting these fajitas. The waiter just brought this out, and I'm not really sure what it is. There's not a ton of flavor, but it has some kick to it. Tortillas look good, at least. To be honest, the meat's kind of chewy, and the tortillas are meh. But it's not bad, it's just not what I was expecting. On the plus side, I was able to get some Dos Equis.